Hey, all you Mitchell homies, welcome back to Behind the Build with Scott and Devin. I'm Scott.
And I'm Deven, and Scott persists on saying the homies.
We're going to get some t-shirts made.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you guys want a Mitchell homie t-shirt, let us know.
That sounds fun.
Devin will wear it on the next episode.
100%.
So all of our previous episodes have been like a single topic, right?
Correct.
We've talked about something, whether it's customer responsibilities, well and septic,
contracted keys.
Right.
So it's always been very subject oriented.
Yeah. Singular.
So Scott's idea was that we were going to have more of a freestyle podcast, answering questions, talking about hot topics, discussing the news and all the things that we do and all the feedback that we get. So I'm going to let Scott drive the boat today, and we're going to see about how we can answer questions and what we can deliver to you as far as information about all kinds of things that we do get prompted about.
Right. Yeah. So we asked you guys for questions, topics you wanted us to talk about. We have a list of those things, so we'll kind of go through that. And then there's just things like that we talk about all the time that we thought would be important for us to maybe bring up. So we're going to call this freestyle, and, we'll start with the questions, and we'll just kind of go from there and see where it takes us. And
sounds fun.
Hopefully it's not as, I know the well and septic episode was one of your favorites, and it was a lot. It was good. It was a long episode.
Right.
But hopefully that was helpful. So I think, let's start with the questions that we got.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll just kind of go through those questions, and we'll see where things go from there.
Absolutely.
The first question we have on the list is, do you build from customer plans or only from your own plans?
Our preference, yes, we do. To answer the question, yes, we do. That would be considered a custom.
Mm-hmm.
We always try to find a value or a floor plan that is close in our Mitchell Homes library of plans, which is about 40, but we do build them. It takes us a lot longer for that process to happen, but absolutely, we definitely do it. It's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge to do because oftentimes customers' plans aren't architect drawings or drafter drawings. It's something that you've bought offline, or literally we had a customer who sketched it up himself.
Right.
Which makes it challenging because we have to put it right back through our drafting department. But yeah, we do it. We call it a custom. And those range from, people bringing us 5,000-6,000 square foot houses down to 13, 14, 1,500 houses that they for whatever reason, you guys, they enjoy that plan they want us to do.
Yeah. We probably do 10 or 12 of them a year. It does go through an entirely different process. I know we have a couple other questions later on in our list here about this, so I don't want to go too much into like how they're priced and all that. Right. But we will do them. We prefer not to do them, and the value that you're going to receive is going to be better from one of our plans because we know how to build them. We're used to building them.
Right.
It just doesn't have to. It's just a much more efficient and cost-effective way to build on your land.
Yeah, and we customize our plans so much anyway. So oftentimes if folks bring us one of their plans, typically we'll have a floor plan that's similar or close.
Right.
And we make adjustments to our own plan to fit the needs of the customer, and it usually works out that way. So we end up flipping a lot that start out as customer plans. We make the adjustments, or sometimes people aren't aware of the customization that we'll do on our own plans. There's limits to that too, but yeah, we do it and we do it frequently, but we often flip them into one of our models.
Yeah, that's our preference. But don't be shy to send us.
No.
Reach out if you have custom plans. We will take a look at it. And we'll let you know what we think. And if you want us to price it, we'll price it, and we'll go from there. A lot of times if it's like a large custom, like say beach home.
Right.
Maybe we don't have what you're looking for there. And in those situations, that might be where we go custom for you, but we will do it. So to answer your question, yes.
Good.
We will build from customer plans.
Perfect.
Next question. Can all of your plans be designed in every elevation that you offer? Absolutely. We can, we're actually going through a plan update on all of our plans right now. We're kind of, we're getting rid of some of the elevations that people don't want anymore. We're trying to add farmhouse and craftsman elevation to every home. Things always change. Right now, farmhouse is kind of the thing that, that a large percentage of our customers want.
Right.
But we do have, we have a classic, a traditional, a craftsman, and a farmhouse, and we've recently added some new coastal elevations as well.
Right. I mean, elevations kind of ebb and flow and trend.
Right.
So it will forever be, changing elevations as architecture changes and as fads come and go and what people want, not only that, the elevations, the color of the house changes a lot with the elevation.
Right.
So as we record this now, black on black is a fad and a lot of people want that. So
Yep.
we're changing a lot of our standard colors to include that. And so we're always evolving. So yeah, definitely we can always put any of those into any of our elevations.
Right. And if we have a plan that, like let's say there's a plan out there that we don't have a farmhouse elevation on yet, talk to your salesperson about it,
Right.
because that's easy for us to, we can develop that quickly.
Correct.
And we are trying to develop them as we speak for every floor plan, so that every floor plan has the same available elevations. But if there's one out there that you're looking at now and we don't have it, we can definitely do it. Part of this question that we received, this person said that they wanted help visualizing, what a farmhouse would look like.
And brick.
Yeah, which this kind of brings up a good point. We have already released a lot of our interactive floor plans and elevations on our website through what's called InSearch. So if you go to our website, you can choose your model. They're not all done yet, but we do have a lot of them on there. So you can go to your model that you like. You can choose the elevation. Let's say you choose the farmhouse elevation. And then you can actually change all of the colors. So you can change the roof color, the siding color, the window color, the front door. You can put stain or paint on the front door. You can change the foundation, and look at the different brick selections that we offer. So there's a lot of really cool new stuff that we have, and that's one of them that we're really excited about.
Right. InSearch will just continue to evolve and get better, and the warehouses, so to speak, will just continue to grow.
Yes.
There'll be a lot bigger catalog for people to choose from. That'll be an evolution as well. But absolutely, you can go on there and play around and get at least familiar with what the website currently has to offer.
Right.
But you can, it's probably not going to do every single option that you might want, but it's going to do a lot.
Yeah, it's got a lot on there. And if the plan that you're looking at isn't available yet as an interactive floor plan or elevation, you can pick another one that looks similar to it that does have one, and at least you can kind of see like what your color combinations look like.
Right.
If you want to see like what the white siding looks like with the black roofing and the black windows and the black gutters, like you can do that on there. But we do, we hope that by the end of the year we have all of them up and available as interactive floor plans.
Right. Soon enough to speak to InSearch. We hope that our full online design center kicks off somewhere in spring too. So,
yeah,
that'll be an advantage on all selections.
Yeah. That's going to be awesome. That's the one where you can actually go on there and room by room make all of your selections, look at all of our available selections before you even come in.
Right. No, it's exciting.
Yep.
It's exciting.
All right. Let's see. The next question is, do you build duplexes? I'm so happy we got this question. It's something that has been coming up more and more. It seems like we have a lot of people out there. I'm assuming a lot of you who have been reaching out to us asking about that are investors. And we are in the process. We've already developed them and designed them. We have 4 new duplex plans that we are going to offer. And, maybe even by the time this podcast comes out, we may have them on our website and available. It should be around the time that this comes out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we get that question a lot. There's a lot there. If not just for investors, but people looking to, have parents next to siblings or kids or whatever the case is, whatever the family function is, the 2-family kind of house style.
Yeah.
We get that question a lot, but I will say that you've really got to make sure your municipality is okay with the land that land use will allow
Right.
duplexes.
Yes.
So, sometimes people get down the road, they want a duplex, and the homeowners association or the city or town or county itself doesn't allow it in that area. It's not zoned correctly.
Right.
So multifamily use has to be zoned proper for you to be able to build a duplex on a single family home site.
That's right.
Single family home sites are different than multifamily. So
right.
and it may require rezoning or whatever, but definitely something those of you that are asking about duplexes, just make sure whatever land you're looking at allows for that, especially in an HOA.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be the first question I'd ask.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to make sure that it's going to fit on there, that the zoning will allow it. And then, like I said, we've got 4 new ones that are going to be available soon. If not by the time this comes out. We have 2 single-story duplex models and 2 two-story duplex models. And they've got some really cool looks on the exteriors. And we think the floor plans are great, functional. Nice.
Yeah,
floor
I'm
plans.
excited about them. I'm excited to be able to offer them. We'll see how they do.
Yeah.
Great question.
Yes. All right. So we're getting back to price on the custom question here. So the question is, for custom pricing, what's a customer's all-in cost?
Whatever the price of the house is.
That's right. I'm not 100% sure what the intent is on that question, but let's talk a little bit about how the custom, tell them a little bit about how it works when they bring a custom plan.
So we've tried to simplify it, and we've used some of our standard levels in our custom so that we can help with pricing, so that not every single component has to be priced. We do it based on a very loose square footage price to begin with. We don't know what your plan has in it. So let's say you bring us a custom home and it's 3,000 square feet. We have a price per square foot range that would fall into, with certain standard included option levels. So we try to give a baseline, but then a lot of those plans have, a custom atrium or different trim, different doors, different windows, different cabinets or countertops, different in the detail, different roof system. And then that complicates it, but we give you a baseline to begin with. Then we take your plans and you'll sit down with the sales associate or sales consultant rather, and you'll mark off kind of the things that are you want to keep. And then we'll price it based off that, and then slide in our, level 2, whatever level you guys agree on as a price. And then we'll get that price back. Once that price comes back, then we'll draft the plan, a full set of working plans.
Right.
What are the all-in costs? The costs are what you want to put in it. And oftentimes we'll value engineer that with you to help find the right price point. Maybe, folks come in and, hear about the newest thing, or, this type of door or this type of fireplace, and that particular type of fireplace that they saw on the, what is it? The Pinterest or whatever that is, right. Whatever the social media things are. I'm not the most proficient there, but they see pictures in magazines, or they see things on the internet, and they want to incorporate that, but maybe that's $50,000 and there's no conceptual idea, and then that goes away and we kind of get back to more basics, or that's what they want and we put it in. Yeah. So the cost can be whatever it is, whatever you can imagine, and whatever you want to put in is what we'll build.
Yeah. I think, the thing that I hear about the most with the custom price is everybody's always shocked at the price. I think, you're looking at a plan on whatever website you're looking at the plan, and you've got like this price in mind. Well,
Right.
it's typically always going to be more than that. It just seems like that's the case. And what you said is absolutely right. Like if you were to come in, you give us a plan and you say, okay, I want all of your included features that you have in your other models in this home. That's a lot easier for us, but that's not typically the case with a custom.
No.
With a custom, like you have these ideas, you've been looking at plans, you've been looking at Pinterest, you've been looking at all this stuff, and you want all this stuff. So we have to take that list of all those things and price it, and it takes time because we have to send it out to every single vendor and every sub and really price that home. So
it takes a long time.
Yeah.
We try to be as efficient and as quick as possible, but the more complicated the requests get,
right.
the longer that it takes, especially if it's outside of our normal envelope of options, which is still fine. But I would say that if you brought a custom plan to us and it had all like features that we don't really do as a standard or even as an upgrade or an option, or
right,
it's going to be 10 to 12 weeks before we really got pricing back.
right,
And then with a plan that's drawn. So it takes time to get that process going. Then it has to go through the normal steps of getting it on your lot and doing all those things. So we don't even really embark on the civil side of things.
yeah,
So it takes a good amount of time to get a custom out. I think though that we're still quicker than most custom builders. You talk to a lot of custom builders are 2.5, sometimes 3 years in the whole process.
right.
We're definitely gonna beat that all day
Yeah.
long. But if you're looking for a custom home and you're pricing it from various customer or custom builders, which is typically the case, you're probably gonna see them be a little less expensive, to be totally transparent,
Right,
and a lot longer build.
right,
And then they don't have the institution behind them.
right.
I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. Going with us, you have the full weight of what Mitchell Homes is.
Yeah,
And a lot of times builders that build 1 or 2 or 3 homes a year, I'm sure they're very, very good at it, but they just don't have the sub base and the reach that we have.
right.
So, it's going to maybe be a little bit more, but you're going to get in a lot faster.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we see that all the time, and I think that's why we get a lot of you that have come to us with the custom plans over the years that we've built. It's because you see how long it's taking these other builders to build.
Right.
There's one neighborhood that we build. We've built several custom homes in, and the other builders, just the construction time alone is 18 months ish.
Takes a long
It's a
time.
long time, and we can build those same homes in 6 to 8 months. So
Right.
we're gonna save you a lot of time. But it does take away that easy button. Our whole system and all of our processes are set up based off of being like a one-stop shop for you.
Right.
You come in, you choose the model, you choose your upgrades, you make your selections. And it's all in one place. All the selections are made here.
Yeah.
You get into some of the custom stuff, and you're going to have to go outside of our design studio to look at your lights and your mirrors and your, things that,
We don't offer per se.
Right.
We can get anything you want.
Yeah, we'll get them. It just kind of, like I said, it takes away that simplicity,
Right.
And the efficiency that we offer.
That's correct. I mean, we get down to a science on trying to make sure. That was Tucker, just so you guys know out there, that sound, that was Tucker making a mistake back there. So we'll talk about that later. But, we have a very mechanized process, almost like you think of it like an auto assembly line in a custom world. Very difficult to do. So we offer way more selections than a production builder, but we still have the production assembly line.
Right.
When you kind of go way outside that, that's when it gets challenging. It gets challenging for us, but not challenging in a, like, we can't do it, challenging in a timing standpoint.
Right.
Because we still want to build that as fast as possible. We still want to get that under construction as fast as possible. And we still don't want to do escalation.
Right.
There is an amount on the Simply Mitchell part of it, what we can finance on the customs.
Right.
So typically that's going to be somewhere around 800 grand.
Right.
We're not going to, the rest of it, if it's a 1.2 or 1.5 million dollar house, there'll be customer financing that needs to be dealt with, but we still do deal with it in a non-interest payment mechanism.
Right.
So we need to have backing of the bank, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we talked about customs.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right.
Yeah. We'll move on.
Hopefully that answers your guys' questions.
Yeah. This next one is a little bit of a complicated question. It says, with more families wanting to build their own homes and start small farms, how do you actually find land when inventory is low and prices are rising? And then they go on to list a couple, counties that they're particularly interested in looking for land. And ask, is it all about having the right realtor, word of mouth, being in the right Facebook group at the right time? So, this is something that we deal with constantly, right? Like, how do you find land?
It's a treasure hunt.
You have to be realistic about where you're going to find the land. So, like around Richmond, people talk to us and they're like, well, we can't find any land in Chesterfield or in Henrico. And, or like the eastern side of Goochland. And you have to be realistic and understand, like, you might have to go a little bit further than what you initially were envisioning, because the land is out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just might not be, exactly where you thought you wanted it. But if the home is what's the most important thing to you, expand your search a little bit, go a little bit outside like that radius that you were looking for.
I actually have really good luck through Zillow.
Yeah.
Honestly, but it's all in how you filter. It's
Right.
how you filter Zillow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into Zillow and you just look for land only, then you change the square footage requirements on the land. So down there's another button down below. And if you go like 5 acres or above, you'll see stuff start to pop. And if you want 10 acres or 20 acres, it really gets a little bit easier.
Right.
And there's thousands of pieces of property out there to choose from. It's amazing how much pops when you change the scale just on Zillow alone. I would also suggest that if you're looking in an area and you're looking for a piece of property, any of the real estate websites, whether that be Zillow or Redfin or whatever they are, typically you look at the single family homes or the trailer homes.
Right.
And you go to like the least expensive, even if if you're looking for a manufactured home. I have found so many gold mines out there that have like a trailer on it or an older house. It's on 10 acres. I've mentioned this in the podcast before too.
Right.
A home that really needs to be knocked down, but the value is it's a piece of property that's got a decent amount of acreage in an area that maybe you want, but it already has an existing home on it. And you go, oh, well, that's not land. Well, you can knock that house down for very little money.
Right.
Especially if it's a trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get rid of that easy. Benefit, it already has most of its clearing done. So when we talk about site prep or lot preparation, a lot of times if you use basically in the same footprint, that's dealt with. Power's already there.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, power's already there. And then you'll have a well typically, or if it's, city sanitation, water, that could be beneficial as well. But you already have a septic, you already have a well. The septic may be old and may need to be updated, but you already have it perked and you may have to re-perk it. But there's a lot of advantages of finding something that's a little bit less expensive.
That's a great point.
With a small house that needs to come down.
Right.
You can redevelop it.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of the infrastructure
already
there.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people miss when they look for land, because they're looking for raw land.
Right.
And you can find a lot of pieces of property that have, 1,000 square foot houses on them that you can pick up relatively affordably rather, and build a new house on.
Yeah. But I think both of the points you made, expanding the acreage is a huge one, because you don't have to utilize the whole thing. Or you can even, like, let's say you wanted 2 acres and there's one that's 5 acres, you can split that.
That's right.
You can sell the other 3 acres. Like, we can help you with that. So that's an important, really, really good point. And then, like, let's say your budget for land is 50,000 and you find one for 100,000, a little example here, and it's got a double wide on it, right? So you can buy that for 100,000, but you just eliminated the need for 30,000 for well and septic, and say 20,000 for your clearing and driveway, and you're right where you wanted to be without realizing it.
There's real gems out there that,
Yeah.
you know, I think folks overlook that component when they're looking for land because they think raw,
Right.
no one's ever built on it land, and you're missing out on a huge piece
Yeah.
of opportunity that's out there that could, it'll cost you $5,000 to knock down a trailer.
Oh yeah.
You know, some people will even buy it from you and haul it off,
Yeah, that's right.
you know, so we've had folks that have done that.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, looking in those areas will help.
Yeah. And just on that real quick, like even if it's like, let's say it's an old 2-story farmhouse that's on the property, and it's, you know, you see these ones that are really old. I mean, to get to demo that and get rid of it, you're probably looking at like $10,000-$12,000. So, you know, you have to look at the whole picture.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully that's helpful to some of you, but you know, call us and, you know, email us, whatever. We'll do what we can to help you find the land. And we are, you know, we do have plans to eventually bring on a new role, who's somebody here who's like a land specialist that can help with all of that. So that's something that we have in the works.
If that would be a help to everybody and you're watching this, please comment.
Yes. Yeah.
That if we brought in a full-time land specialist, let's call it, would that be a benefit? I'd love to hear from you guys if that would be something as a resource that you'd like to have as an option from Mitchell Homes.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while, and basically just so, like it would be a person who, you know, worked for Mitchell Homes. They're not a realtor, but they develop relationships with realtors in all of the areas where we build. So they know who to reach out to in your particular area, and they can help, you know, facilitate that. Because a lot of the realtors, like we mentioned before, you go to them and you say, hey, I need help finding land. They want you to buy a resale, because that's, you know, that's
their business.
It's going to be quicker, and that's what they do. And the land isn't really that important to them. So, yeah, let us know for sure.
It's important, realtors out there. I know that you want to work with your customers, but looking at it through just a slightly different lens.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we value, I mean, we have great realtor relationships, and we value all of the realtors. All right. The next question is, does Mitchell Homes offer discounts or anything special to veterans? We are actually, this is something that we've been working on as well. And we're kind of excited to, you know, to announce this.
We're announcing this today. We're going to announce this right now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
we're going to
exciting.
announce it. Yeah.
I'm
So
happy.
we, you know, yes, we do. What it is if you are active or retired military with a valid ID, we're going to give you a free Whirlpool refrigerator, on top of any other, you know, incentives that we're offering. And, you know, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like a $3,000 value that, you know, that we're giving you for free. So our appliance packages that come with the home, they're Whirlpool, but they don't include a refrigerator. Refrigerators are not included in the base price of the home. All of the other kitchen appliances are. So we're gonna offer that, and we're gonna be posting that on our website in the very near future.
That's exciting. You know, we want to be able to say thank you and, you know, give back where we can, and, you know, try to create some, you know, a special way to say thank you to all those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice or sacrificed time and effort. And,
Right.
you know, it's special to, I know, our hearts, you know, individually outside of work as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for that question, and thank you to all the, you know, all the active and retired military. We appreciate you. All right. Next question is, costs of ADA compliant customizations that can still be affordable. So we haven't prepped for this, you know, we've told you in all of them. So we really we're not going to have specific costs.
It's a loaded question because a full ADA compliant home is different than, say, aging in place.
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same thing.
Right.
And full ADA compliant, it can be affordable, but there's certain things that you've got to do to really customize and change the house. It's not really that those things become unaffordable. It's just that a true ADA house changes. It changes door sizes, electrical outlets, it changes flooring, it changes transitions, and that's all. It's fine. And I don't think that it's a huge financial burden, but sometimes people want, we have my mother coming to live with us. And so we need the house to be accessible as she ages in place, or, has a challenge that we need to help you with. But we only want it to one room or one area of the house or one bathroom. We can do those things. And it really is dependent upon what the circumstance is.
Right.
And so we're always very aware and listening, ask those questions, hey, we have a situation, we've got this issue or that issue, talk to us. But a pure ADA compliant home is a different animal in that the whole house has to really be relooked at. Now, some people don't want that. They just want portions of it.
Right.
So we just got to make sure we're talking about the same thing. But I don't think that the ADA compliant is unaffordable.
No. And there's things that we can do. Again, if it truly is a fully ADA compliant home, then we have to do everything, right? We have to, like Deven said, and, even the appliances have to be ADA compliant. And there's a lot of things that go into that, but there are customizations that we can make that are simple, affordable things. Like, we can put 36-inch doors in the rooms that you want to have, ADA access into. We can put lever handles in lieu of, knobs.
Grab bars. We can do
that's right.
wheel-in showers. We have seats that work with folks who are in wheelchairs. We can do a lot of stuff without making the house full ADA compliant.
Right.
But we can do both. And I don't know that, depending upon what it is you're looking for, it doesn't get super, I don't think it gets unaffordable at all.
No.
It just may mean that, some of the other bells and whistles that you would maybe want to put in the house aren't done on a budget.
Right.
So it's just, for example, we have a flooring, like an LVP, that is compliant with ADA.
Right.
That would be a selection that you would have to make, but it's not a ton more money to do that. It's just it's a different type of flooring.
Yes.
So we have a lot of things that we can do and a lot of ways we can help, and we're certainly open to that. And we do it for a lot of folks.
Yeah, we do.
We do it for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
A lot of folks that don't even have an issue right now, but are kind of bracing for that,
Right.
I'm 52. I should start bracing for it myself right now, get out of a house with stairs, whatever the case is. But I mean, we all go through that part of life, and sometimes people are kind of ahead of the curve and they just want to prep for it early.
Right.
So we do it often.
Yeah, aging in place is a big thing, and we've done a ton of it. We've done a lot of fully ADA compliant homes as well. So we're versed in it. Our salespeople are versed in it, and we can customize it as much or as little as you want. And a lot of the things are not expensive.
No.
So I hope that answers that question for you. The next question is, what does Mitchell Homes offer and not offer in terms of land prep?
We offer everything turnkey.
Right.
There's nothing we don't offer.
Yep, that's right. We will offer everything. We'll do as little or as much as you want.
Yeah, no, whatever you want, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. It's, sometimes it's beneficial for us to do it.
Right.
We go a little bit quicker sometimes.
Yeah, we do like to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of contractors that want to do it. And
right.
So we absolutely do. With the land prep though, we do there's a fee that is associated with it, but it's not our normal markup.
Right.
We try not to. We don't want to take advantage of that at all. So we offer a small administration fee to handle that, along with the wells and septics as we talked about. So
that's right. Yeah. And we talk a lot about the land prep stuff, and in one of our previous episodes. So if you haven't watched that episode and that's something you're curious about, go back and check it out.
Yeah, please do. I think it's beneficial for anyone listening. We should say it as much as we can. Watch that, prepping your land, because it's really, really an important episode.
Yes.
And it will answer a lot of questions for folks that have them. Excuse me, just came back from a site visit with a customer today, that, could have benefited from watching that. And I think could have benefited from watching that prior to the execution of purchasing the land, if you want to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really were prepared for what this lot had to offer. And I think, even this gentleman's own recognition was, I should have done a little bit more homework here.
Right.
It had about 20 foot of back to front slope, just in the pad site, just in the house site, and another probably 30 feet to the street. So, I don't, he's learning this kind of the hard way.
Right.
We want you guys to have the most access to the most information, and that's we talk about it actually a lot throughout other podcasts too. So it's a very important thing to understand. And again, we say it, if you're looking at purchasing land, you're close to purchasing land, reach out to Mitchell Homes, and we'll at least give you our opinion on what we see.
Yeah.
Even me going up and visiting with a customer, we try to take the opportunity where we can to go out and help assist,
right.
So yeah, we can definitely help with that.
Yes.
All right. Kind of a long-winded answer to that question.
No, that's good. Yeah. All right. So the next question, I believe they're asking, what are our current interest rates? And this is something, obviously it varies.
Right.
Interest rates vary. When you purchase a home with us, they're going to qualify you on, whatever the prevailing rate is at that time. They may add a little bit to that just for qualification purposes, to let you know like what you're going to qualify for. But your rate doesn't lock in, typically until we get close to actually closing. So, we have partner lenders that we work with. They have great rates. They're at or below market rate, as far as what the mortgage rates are. So yeah, I think as of today, we're in, what is it, August of 2025. The rates right now are somewhere in the neighborhood of like 6.5 to 6.75, which is about on par with like what, mortgage rates have been historically over the last 50 years. It's kind of like the average.
Yeah. I mean, that's more your lane, Scott's interest. It varies. So, these things will live a long time, I hope. And so the interest rates always change, and, they lock in when we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to close.
So I did a like just randomly spur of the moment, over the weekend, I did a live video, from a custom home that we were building. And one of the things I talked about in the video was, that now is always the best time to buy. And, we hear a lot of, there's a lot of people who keep telling us, I want to wait. Now's not the right time. Rates are too high, and what I talked about in that live is I hate to hear that, because if you want to build a home and that's what's important to you is building a home, waiting is not the answer. There's things that we can do. There's creative ways to get around the rate. We can help with rate buy downs. A 2-1 rate buy down is one of the best things I think you can do right now, because let's say the rate is 6.5. You do a 2-1 rate buy down, and you're bringing that rate down to 4.5 for the first year, right? And then in year 2, it's going to 5.5. And in year 3, it's still not going above what the rate was when you locked in, which was 6.5.
Right.
So you've got, you've got a couple years to refinance that.
Yeah.
And in a couple years time, I think, hopefully you're going to get a lower rate, but you're never going to go higher than what it was at that time anyway.
Right.
And they're not, abnormally high right now.
Well, there's a couple things there, right? First, Scott made a video without me. I'm not sure if that indicates a divorce or not, but I am hurt. I'm hurt. It hurts. More importantly, is that now is the least expensive time to buy, and it always will be. That advice that Scott just gave, it's the most sound advice because nothing ever goes down. I think waiting for, and in fact, I would argue, got really excited there. In fact, I would argue right now that is the best time to buy in a long time.
right.
Interest rates, again, August of 2025, interest rates are expected to take a bit of a dive over the next, say, year. Not dive, reduction.
Come down.
You want to get in before that happens. Because commodity prices are already starting to tick.
Right.
They're already baking some of that into the market because they're expecting a rate cut.
Right.
And as investors and people much smarter than me start predicting where futures are going to be in commodities and they smell blood, they're going to start raising prices, expecting a little bit of a demand hike.
Right. That's
increase.
right. Yeah.
And as that happens, you're going to get, less interest rate, which is great.
Yeah.
But the price will come up. And if it goes, quickly, then pricing can go up very, very fast.
Right.
And so I would say right now is as good a time to buy as there's been in a long time. It's now is the time.
Yeah.
If you're really interested and you're on the fence and you all things at home are good, right now is I'll call it the calm before the storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I expect in 2 years things to be crazy. And so I think it's good to, over the next couple of years, I think we're going to see an increase, which is going to be just more costly.
Yeah. As soon as rates start coming down, the price is going to start going up because everybody's going to want to jump in.
Yep.
So you've got that demand increase. It's just the way it works. That's economics 101, right?
Right. Well, they'll forecast the demand.
Right.
And the prices will come up prior to the demand being there.
Right. And prices have been fairly stable for
They really have, even
for
in spite of tariffs
several
and all
years now. Like we really haven't seen much income. And prices are always kind of going up a little bit.
1-2%.
Yeah.
Typical, but you can see prices go up really, really quickly in a heated environment. So right now is the best time to buy. It really is. I mean, it's not just because that's what we're selling. It's, you want to save money because you're going to get in at a lower commodity price with the idea that you're going to get some rate relief over the next 12 months at least.
Yeah.
And right now is a really good combination.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. You just got really excited. You said that wasn't your thing, and then you got crazy excited.
Yeah, I think it came out of my car coma. So yeah, I think there's more to that question.
Yeah. So I think that the second part of this question, people are asking about monthly payment estimates based off of rates. And what we want to do here is we want you guys to go to our website because we have a mortgage calculator on the website. Hopefully it'll be on the screen behind us as we're saying this. Go to the website, find the mortgage calculator. You can go in there, you can put your, whatever the rate is that you want to see what the monthly payment is. Put the price, the loan amount in there.
Right.
And it's going to give you your estimated monthly payment.
And we went over that in the Simply Mitchell pretty in detail. So you can refer back to that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's there. And also you can see the Simply Mitchell savings. So
yep.
They're both in the same area on the website, and it's extremely helpful.
Did I say website?
Yeah.
I meant podcast. In the Simply Mitchell podcast, I did, see, it's not all there. The Simply Mitchell podcast.
Right.
We went deep into this. So
yeah,
that's another good pod to visit. And sorry about you can't see it on the website.
Yeah.
But you can also watch it on the podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
You can get it both ways.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking, like, I'm curious, to the Mitchell homies out there. Like, let us know if you've watched every episode. We want to know, like, who's watched every episode. And if you have, reach out to us. Let us know. You're going to be the first one to get the Mitchell homie t-shirt when we get them in.
This is a real incentive. Real incentive. I think you should watch them because it makes you more educated and you get a t-shirt. So is that the end of the questions?
There's all the questions?
Because, I mean,
yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Yes. So,
God has his little black book of questions.
I don't want to wrap up yet. I just want to make sure we've kind of touched on everything.
That looks like preparedness to me. What do you think? Yeah. I didn't do that.
You know what? I had kind of written a freestyle episode list of things that I wanted to make sure we talked about. And
we need to add music.
No. You can. Yeah. You gonna freestyle? The only thing that we didn't touch on was our new locations and like future growth plans.
All exciting stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. So tell them about Raleigh.
Yeah, Raleigh is amazing. Yeah. We love it. 4,500 square feet of just absolutely beautiful design studio. We're really excited about it. We've done some things there that we haven't done anywhere else. We've got a great team there. The location is, we think, great, convenient, and the space is just beautiful.
Our best work thus far.
Yeah.
In showroom. We're always evolving that, right? Trying to get better and outdo ourselves. And so, no, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And we're also getting ready, close, to breaking ground at Wilmington, North Carolina. So right. I would say that as we sit here, maybe 2-3 weeks from a groundbreaking event, which is really exciting. We were hoping for a little earlier, but, couldn't get the permits out quick enough. But that should be, we should be looking to open that if our start is when we say it is, sometime in January, February.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
That's going to be a cool one too. We're doing some really cool stuff in there.
That one's exciting.
I think, that one might overtake Raleigh as like the most exciting location.
I think so. Yeah. That's a standalone building of ours. So that one's going to look and feel different. It looks a lot like a house from the exterior.
Yep.
So that one's kind of cool, or really cool.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about Wilmington. We know that those folks down there that are, we've opened that area up to our marketing, and so it's already started. We're just getting a lot of requests.
We've already built a few homes in that area, so we are selling there.
Yep.
We're staffed there, so we've got salespeople selling. We've got great construction guys down there.
Yep.
So it's we're operational. We just don't have the actual design studio. So if you're in that area, including South Carolina, so we're going down into South Carolina from there as well, like all the way down to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So you guys, you've been reaching out, but just if you're in that area, give us a call.
We're also getting a lot of requests further into the southwest part of Virginia.
Yes.
And so we're hopeful that we're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
No, we're gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna. I think that's probably the next location. Which so we're gonna kind of do a little bit of. So Raleigh and Wilmington are larger, kind of like flagship locations, 4,500 square feet. We're looking in the Roanoke area, Roanoke, Blacksburg, Salem, in that area for a location. And it'll be a full design studio, a little bit smaller footprint.
Right.
But we're gonna come there soon. We're selling into some of those areas now as well.
That's right. We keep reaching out for those that are listening. Maybe in the socials tagline, Southwest Virginia, here we come.
Yep.
Let's we're opening that up, and in fact we're reaching into those spaces aggressively. So we're ready to roll out there. That's one of our more hot areas as far as interest.
Yeah.
So, we're looking there as well. And what else do you think next year?
We
haven't decided.
We haven't decided yet. We've got some things in mind to the north. Western Maryland,
and Eastern Maryland.
and Eastern Maryland. We're in Southern Maryland now, which is just three counties. We're getting a lot of you are reaching out from different counties in Maryland. We want to be able to cover the entire state of Maryland. So that's something that, that we have in our sites, to make that happen soon, as well as, Southern Delaware.
Yep. So we should open 2 more. Well, with Wilmington, my goal is to get 3 opened in 26.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting, and coming to you and be
Yeah.
able to really service the entire state of Virginia and into Maryland and into South Carolina. So exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, I'm kind of curious, and you guys let us know, if there's areas that you're in that we're not currently in, let us know that too. We've got, we want to come to you. We want to we want to grow the Mitchell Homes areas. A lot of you do reach out, but keep reaching out. And, we've got some aggressive growth plans, and we want to get to you.
Absolutely. You got anything else in your?
That was it.
book?
It was the one point that we hadn't touched on. Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
I hope that these, truly are educational, and send us questions, send us your feedback. We want it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed all the episodes, in the past. And we'll continue to bring you guys good information. And next time it'll be probably more of a
singular topic
content. And we hope that you guys choose Mitchell Homes.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it. And yeah, definitely follow us on Spotify, YouTube, like us, set alerts so that when a new episode comes out, you get alerted to the episode. And yeah, keep watching. We hope to see you soon.
All right. Have a good one.